Welcome to Girl Talk. I thought maybe I would make this a series if you guys like this video. I wanted to just kind of chat through some subjects that you guys have been asking me about and just, you know, do a little girl talk, girl time. Like maybe I'll do this in like themes. And the theme of this one is going to be skincare, beauty procedures, plastic surgery. I feel like we'll go like all over the place. First was the subject that you guys asked about a lot about was skincare. So I'm actually getting ready for the day. So I'm going to just like do my skincare as I talk about this. I always start with some sort of like mist to hydrate my face. This one is from SkinCeuticals. I also like the one from chatty. I try to keep my steps super minimal. I also have a blog post of all my favorite skincare products because I do have a range of things. I don't really use the exact same thing every day, and I'm out of a lot of my favorites right now. And then I always go in with an oil. I kind of stick to brands that I really like. I really like Summer Fridays, SkinCeuticals, Silwasu, Ole Henriksen, chatty. I kind of have brands that I really trust, and then I use a lot of products from there. I'm gonna use this Summer Fridays oil. And then I typically go in with a moisturizer and a sunscreen, and that's kind of it. I try to keep it simple. I don't like doing too many steps. Some other tips about skin: wear less makeup. I try to do no makeup days as much as I can to just let my skin breathe and just not be clogging my face with a ton of makeup. I also think that your diet and sleep and drinking a ton of water helps so much with your skin. I really think skin is something that comes from within and is a reflection of how healthy you are on the inside too. The key to getting that glow, like that just magnetic glow, starts from just like being happier, being at peace, and just being in a good place mentally. I feel like whenever I'm just down and depressed, you definitely just see it in my face, and I look like I'm just not like a glowing queen, as when you're just happy and in a good place. When it comes to like tools and gua sha and stuff, sometimes I'll use my hands. I'm not like a huge gua sha person. I have one and I use it sometimes if I'm doing a shoot. Sometimes I'll do this just to like, oh, it feels so good if you kind of clamp your jaw. I'll do my eyebrows to like drain my face. Then I always like to use some sort of like peptide something. So I use the triple lipid from SkinCeuticals is so good. The peptide from Ole Henriksen is really good. Another thing a lot of people were asking about were facials. I honestly don't really do any facials. I will, if someone like offers me to come in, I'll maybe do one. I'll go to Jacked and do an aqua gold facial if I have a lot of events coming up or something like that, because that just kind of smooths your skin. It almost looks like the Paris filter. It's like iconic. I'm actually going to do that later today, so maybe I'll film. But other than that, I'm not a really big facial person. This is like my favorite sunscreen. Sometimes I'll just wear this if I don't need to do my makeup for the day. This is the tinted one, and it just smoothing out your complexion, but without it being too much or too cakey or anything. It's like the right amount of tint. It's magical. Then we're gonna get into some juicy things. So let's get into beauty treatments I do and injections and all the things. This is my favorite subject to talk about. Any beauty procedure, I've tried it, I swear. I feel like when I was much younger and I just started doing content creation, like when I was 25, I used to get offered to come into med spas all the time. I had no knowledge about anything, and I would just do anything that they suggested me to do. For example, at one point someone gave me all this masseter Botox in my jaw, which I didn't need whatsoever. I already have a really thin face, so I didn't really like a narrow face, so I didn't really need my jaw slimmed out, and I looked so weird for so long, and it took me so long to get back to normal. If anyone's been following for a minute, I used to talk about how I had reactions to filler. I used to do under eye filler, and something happened. I had a lump under my eye and it would not go away. I could not get it to go away for a year. It was crazy. So that scared me so much with filler. So I haven't done filler in years and years and years because I think I'm allergic to it. I have done filler in my lips twice. I think the key when it comes to all beauty procedures is to just less is more. like try really hard not to get out of hand with it. And I also think another key is to go to amazing injectors. It's kind of an art form of the symmetry of your face and where someone thinks certain things belong to be injected. I feel like when you go to someone good, I will literally just sit in the chair and be like, okay, what do I need? Where was I on this amazing girl talk superficial conversation? I think I was talking about lip filler. So I feel like lip filler is one of those things a lot of people go wrong. In the sense that I just think it's one of the easiest things to do that I think looks super fake. I mean, especially since I live in Miami, I witnessed this quite a lot, and I totally understand if you love a fake look, like do you, girl, whatever vibes you want to go for. But if you're trying to master the natural aesthetic, I feel like less is so much more. Lip filler is so hard because I feel like no matter what you do, it like migrates. Like I feel like you get this like weird shelfy thing here, and that's why I never do a lot. I've only done it twice within the last 2.5 years, and I just kind of leave it alone. I think it can be so easy to get addicted to going to the injectors place so often. I try to go every 6 months, like twice a year maybe. And the same thing with Botox too. Like I'm very much overdue for Botox right now, but like I don't really care. It's not really annoying me. And when it comes to Botox and just general, I talked about this in my makeup video, but I like when the ends of my eyes kind of lift up. Every time I sit in the chair for Botox, I just say, I want my eyes super open. And they kind of inject in here to like open my eyes more. I also think another beauty procedure that makes a huge difference is your eyebrows and the shape of your eyebrows. When I look at old photos of myself, I had these eyebrows that were just absolutely tragic, and it changed the shape of my face once I got them in order. And I like my eyebrows to be kind of straight. I've also tried Barbie Botox, which is the trap Botox. I actually did it years ago before I even knew it was a trend, before it was a trend. I remember saying to Matt, oh my God, I hate my traps. I just want my neck to be like this. And he was like, you're insane. Because you know how men do exercise, like Matt literally does these exercises to grow his traps. So whenever I'm at my trainer and I do something and it's stimulating my traps, I'm like, I don't want fucking traps. Like, I'm not doing this exercise. And everyone at the gym thinks I'm insane. I've done it twice. I don't know if it really did anything. I think it did. I stopped doing it. I thought it was kind of pointless, but it was something I just wanted to try because I do think having a long neck and no traps is just such a beautiful feminine look. But you can kind of achieve that by working on your posture, which I do not do. I have awful posture, and that makes such a difference in just your face and overall appearance and vibe. I remember when I found out about the Barbie Botox, I was talking to my friend about it, and she was like, oh yeah, duh, I get Botox there. I was like, what? And then when I saw a bunch of people start doing videos about it and stuff, I was like, huh, this is funny. I also did Morpheus 8 over the summer, which I was like sharing along the process when I was doing that. I really liked it, but that's a hard one for me to recommend because I have friends who absolutely hated it, and I have heard so many horror stories of people hating it and thinking, and it like ruining their face. But I think it all goes back to who you go to and doing things that are so specific to you. Every time I sit in the chair and I'm at the esthetician's office, I literally, if I trust the person, I literally sit there and I say, what do you think I need for my face? Like, I just kind of lean on the experts to really tell me what they think they see kind of aging in my face a little bit. And sometimes they'll unlock new insecurities for you, but I mean, who cares? It's not that serious. Yeah, Morpheus 8 I really liked. I feel like it like just snatched my face a little bit more. I also do Sculptra. So because I can't do filler, I do Sculptra. And there's a lot of mixed opinions on Sculptra. I personally have really liked it and I've seen good results from it. I don't do a lot of it, but it basically just builds the natural collagen in your face. I've also done PRP injections. If you're scared to do Sculptra or filler or anything like that, but you want to do something one step above just a facial or something like that, I think this is a good thing to do. They basically spin your blood and then inject it back into your face. So it's like your own golden bodily things. I don't know the science behind it, you can look it up, that they're just injecting back into your face. That's a great one to do under your eyes. I've done that under my eyes to kind of just help like collagen back in your eyes. What else have I done? Oh my gosh, too many things to even list. Obviously, you guys know I've had my nose done, so I'll get into that later in the video. But once I got my nose job, I was like, okay, I need to make sure I keep it simple after that and I don't start to get carried away with how many things I do. Otherwise, I'm gonna start to look crazy and look like a different person. A nose job, I feel like, is such an extreme thing to do to your face. It changes your face so much. I didn't want to start getting carried away with all the things that I do. It's also hard because I feel like there is a balance between sharing these things with you guys, and I know some people are very anti, some people are not into it, some people may be much younger and they're not like into these things yet, and I don't want to encourage people to feel like they need to do a million things to their face, but then I also don't want to not talk about it and not act like I don't do anything. If you are a young gal out there, like below 25 or whatever age, don't feel like you need to do anything. I feel like I've been seeing some of the girls who are in their early 20s doing Botox, lip filler, and it ages you so much. I feel like you just don't need it. And do not do buccal fat removal. You need the fat in your face. Just don't touch your face for as long as humanly possible. Your face also just naturally looks different as you age. If you have a baby face, that is a blessing because you are gonna age much more gracefully than someone like me who, especially once I started working out a ton and I was like running all the time back in the day, I lost so much weight and I felt like I aged so fast from just being on this running workout journey because I lost so much fat in my body. You lose so much fat in your face and it just ages you. You need plumpness and just stuff in your face. My mom is so funny. She is someone who has always kind of struggled with her weight a little bit, and she always used to say to me growing up, fat don't crack. People who are super thin, who have no body fat, start to age a little bit faster than people who are a little bit plump. Both things are beautiful, and I think aging is beautiful. And I feel like there's been not a trend, but we've been going in the right direction as society when it comes to aging a little bit. You know, not everything is, some things are a little unrealistic, but I love seeing older women on the runway and older women modeling campaigns. I feel like the conversation about aging and aging gracefully is starting to change a little bit. I feel like people used to think, oh, you turn 30 and you're done, you know, I don't know. Like, no one says that to that extreme, but everyone is entitled to do what makes them feel good. It's a judgment-free zone here. I honestly just wanted to share with you guys what I've done in case people are curious. Like I said, I think it's so important to go to someone amazing and make sure they recommend to you what you need for your exact face, because what works for me might not work for you. We all have completely different faces and anatomy and all the things. Okay, and now the juiciest topic we saved for last. I didn't do that on purpose. As some of you guys know, maybe some of you don't know, I had a rhinoplasty in 2020. I was 28, which I feel like it's kind of late in life to get a nose job. I feel like a lot of people do it when they're 16 or something like that. I did a whole video about it, and I actually watched that video the other day because I archived it, so it's not live. I'm not gonna unarchive it. I was shaking in that video, and I also uploaded that video a week and a half after getting my nose job. So my nose job looked crazy and I looked crazy. I don't know why I thought I would record that soon after, but I did because I wanted to be honest and share it with you guys. And there's a few reasons why I archived that video. One being that the response I had for how little time it was even up was so positive and so nice. So that wasn't why I archived it. No, not a single person was mean about it. But I was getting so many messages a day that it was becoming extremely overwhelming. And it's such a personal topic and life-changing topic. And I was trying to keep up with answering everyone's questions, because people were asking not just simple questions, you know, really wanting to sit and chat with me about the whole thing. And I felt so guilty that I couldn't get back to people. And that wasn't the only reason, obviously. I also think a huge part of me felt like I was kind of just getting into my own as an entrepreneur. That was the first year that we had launched Orium. And I just like had this imposter syndrome that I felt like no one would take me seriously as a business owner if I was known as like nose job girl, which is so ridiculous of a thought. I feel like it doesn't matter at all. I don't think anyone thinks like that. And if they do, that's like a you problem, not a me problem. But at the time, that's what I thought. I think when you get plastic surgery and you do something like that extreme, you obviously have like a big insecurity about something. So just because you fixed that insecurity doesn't mean the insecurity completely goes away. So it was just kind of triggering for me to wake up to hundreds of messages daily about my nose job. I felt like it started to feel like my own nose, and I loved it and I was so happy about it. And I didn't want to keep having to discuss it and be reminded of it every single day. I didn't want that to be my brand. I know that's super selfish, but I think that part of doing like content creation and being a digital creator, the longevity of it is making sure that you keep certain things to yourself, or certain things you do to keep your sanity. And that was something I needed to keep my sanity. I also was having so many girls reach out to me and ask me a million questions who didn't even follow me, which I get why, and that's totally understandable. But the video was just kind of, because it was on YouTube, it was just reaching people that weren't even kind of like my community and kind of my crew. You know, I feel like you guys are part of my crew, like we're close friends, and I wasn't trying to talk to strangers about my nose job. Yeah, so if anyone didn't see that video, I basically had gotten the nose job because I felt like as I was aging, my nose was getting even bigger. When I was growing up, my nose, I didn't love my nose, but it really wasn't that big of an insecurity for me. I felt like as I got older, it was getting bigger. It was flattening more, hooking more, and I was editing my nose in every single piece of content. I didn't really do YouTube anymore because I got so insecure about my nose in the videos. It was just really hindering my life and ability to do things, and my confidence. Said to myself, life is so short, like why not get the nose job? If you ever see a before and after picture of my nose, it's not even accurate because I never uploaded anything of my nose that was real. I edited my nose in every single photo, and now I don't edit my photos. I'm not as insecure about it. Another big reason was as I launched Orium, and I would be in a studio, high res, close up of my face, being a model essentially. I wanted to be able to model my own brand, and I would not feel comfortable enough to be in the shoots for my brand. There was just a lot of things. I also think I get asked a lot to recommend who I went to, and the reason why I stopped sharing that as well is because I had a friend go to the same doctor and she didn't really like how her nose came out. It made me realize how recommending a plastic surgeon is not like recommending a pair of jeans, and I didn't want to just recommend something that's so serious and be responsible for that recommendation. With that being said, I have no regrets about my nose job. I almost wish I did it earlier in life, honestly. I absolutely love it. It feels like my nose now, and I never really talk about it online. But the funny thing is like if I met someone and I for the first time and I was hanging out with them in real life for the first time, I'm the type of person that I would crack jokes about my nose job. I'm so open about it, just not open about it online because it is just scary. But I think it's become less and less taboo to talk about. plastic surgery and things like that. Kind of what I touched on before, it's just such a hard balance between, I would love to be that person that says, love your natural nose. And I feel like I actually did put up stories at one point before my nose job saying, I love my natural nose, I would never change it, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? It's your life and you can do whatever you want with your life. That's what I decided to do with mine, and I have no regrets. I love my new nose. She's great. I also think if anyone younger is watching this video, definitely give yourself some time. If you want to change something about yourself, think about it for a very long time before you just jump into it and do it. Because when you're younger, you're much more impulsive and you think you know everything, but you really don't. As we age, we get much wiser, and I am kind of glad that I waited quite some time to get my nose done till I was a more mature, confident human being before I did my nose. Don't feel like you need to just change everything about yourself. That's not going to answer all your problems, fix all your problems. And I think what is unique about you is the coolest thing about you, which may sound hypocritical coming from me. But there's a balance. There's a balance in it all, and we're all allowed to do what makes us confident and happy. I can maybe it would be cool to do kind of themes for the girl talk video. Maybe next week I'll do diet, exercise, wellness. So if you guys can leave a comment on any questions or specifics you want me to go over for the next girl talk one. So that one will be diet, wellness, like exercise and fitness and stuff. And thank you guys for commenting on my videos. It's making me so much more motivated to keep doing it and keep up with it and excited about it. It really helps me a lot. So I really appreciate when you guys write me nice messages, because I have a problem with consistency. And in the past, I would do YouTube and I never felt like it was clicking. So I would just kind of give up on it or phase out of doing it. And you guys commenting and encouraging me is really helpful. It really makes me excited to do it, because I feel like there's people I'm connecting with on the other side where I feel like no other platform feels like that. Thank you guys. I really appreciate and I'm grateful for this little girl squad that we have here. Thanks for watching Girl Talk. Bye.